Okay, everybody. This is LMP Games, and welcome back to episode 6, I think. I think it's 6 of the First Impressions series. So, Soulstice. I don't really know much about this game. I just saw it on Amazon and was like, hey, this looks like a cool PS5 game. So it's a game made by, I guess, Modus is the publisher, and then Replay Game Studios is the creator, I guess. I think this is a Souls-like. I really don't know. Kind of has a Souls-like vibe to it, anyway. And here's what's on the back. Bound by ritual, reborn as Chimera. Briar and Lute are soul-bound sisters who live and fight as a single unit. These unique warriors are the only ones who can oppose the spawn of chaos, bound ravenous beings that have come pouring into this world from beyond the veil. That's what's on the back of the box. So it kind of looks like, from the art on the back, it looks like it looks kind of like a Souls-like. So what I'll be looking for then is the main thing will be game mechanics, how the game plays, how all the different systems work, if they are relatively jank-free, if they're super janky, what have you, that makes sense. And then the level design will be another big thing. A little less than that will be the audio design, and then the story and the rest of the art design categories. So the two big things, though, level design and game mechanics, game design. Well, let's go ahead and get into this, see what we have here. Unreal Engine. I'm assuming this is still Unreal Engine 4. Again, it doesn't tell you if it's Unreal Engine 4 or 5 anywhere. Which I think it should, just because, for the sake of, telling you what kind of experience you're going to get. I think this is a cross-platform game, though. So it's also on PS4. So it's probably Unreal Engine 4, because 5 won't run on a PS4, I don't think. Menu screen's kind of interesting. The audio, the MIDI music sounds pretty good. Kind of sounds really Souls-like-y. It has that same kind of Souls-like quality to it. Very dark, foreboding, melancholy, dangerous feeling. So what do we got? So we got accessibility features. Nice. So we haven't had a chance to talk about this because this hasn't come up yet. None of the games we played so far have had accessibility features. And let's see. So before anybody starts thinking or going into it and saying, why do we have these features? They shouldn't be there because I never used them. I didn't have to use them. Why should there be settings to make the game easier for certain people when I didn't use them? Answer to that is stop being a narcissist, 1. And 2, it doesn't matter. In fact, accessibility features are good because it allows more people to play games. It doesn't invalidate you beating a game if somebody can beat that game with some help from some accessibility feature they turn on. Like, for example, maybe they don't have very good motor controls, so they can turn on an accessibility feature to make their rolls more effective than if it was turned off, so they can roll further and be able to get out of the way a lot easier and not have to deal with some kind of physical disability that they have that would cause them to otherwise not be able to play the game. If you're going to complain about that kind of stuff, that's kind of, it's very toxic behavior, in my opinion. Okay, so allowing the Inventory to stay open without holding it. Inventory pause will pause the game when the inventory is opened. I'm actually going to turn that on myself. I hate it when the inventory doesn't pause the game in Souls-like games and stuff, because if I'm going into the inventory, I'm doing it to get something, right? You know, to do something. And if the game doesn't pause when you're in the inventory, there's a chance that while you're working on stuff, you're going to get attacked and jacked up. So I like the fact that you can pause the inventory. I wish it was just like the default. There was no option to turn on or off, but what have you. So when disabled, you only have to hit it once. Okay. UI button hold, disabled. All UI buttons requiring holding interaction, completely won't press. Let's turn that off as well, because I don't like the hold to do stuff either. Okay, this is a pretty insane things here. Gameplay is... what are these? When enabled, hit an enemy once to have prior attack it automatically. There is no weapon she currently is currently equipped. What the fuck? Using the weapon she is currently equipping. That's really weird. I just say using the weapon she currently has equipped. Weird writing here. Prior gets an auto combat is interrupted, so you can choose another target. Remember, you can stop auto combat anytime, pushing in 1. That's kind of cool. When enabled, loot will activate. Loot will activate fields automatically according to the situation at hand. Note: you can always activate the field you prefer. Once you deactivate it, auto fields will be restored. Auto counter: if enabled, the loot will automatically counter incoming attacks if possible. So those are all pretty cool. And if you have a problem with certain aspects of like playing games, those are pretty good. Auto target switch. I'm actually going to turn this off because I think that could be a little bit janky. And then colorblind mode, which is kind of crazy. Actually, I have colorblind modes. Oh, and you can see the impact on the menu screen behind you too. That's kind of cool. Gives you immediate feedback on that. Open dyslexic. Adjust the font using game. Type is designed to help prevent common reading error caused by dyslexia. This font does not support some languages. That's kind of cool. They actually have a dyslexia font. I actually like these. These are pretty good features. That's gonna give them a point on the overall score when we get to it. More games should have accessibility features. The fact that more games don't is a travesty, to be honest. And again, if you're going to complain about accessibility features making a game easier to beat for somebody than it was for you to beat, shove off. That's all I'm going to say. Of all the things you can piss them on about, that's one of the stupidest ones you could do. Just because somebody can turn on auto combat doesn't mean that it invalidates the difficulty you played the game at. And again, if you feel it does, then 1, you're probably narcissist, or 2, you have an inferiority complex. You should probably get that checked out. Cool. I like these. These are nice. It's going to make it so a lot of people can play this game. Otherwise, might not be able to, especially if it's a Souls-like. All right, let's go ahead and confirm. We got different. Okay, so we got resolution, balanced, and performance. Let's go with performance. Or with balance, rather. Deluxe Edition rewards, I don't really care about that stuff. Guys, I got the Deluxe Edition. Extras. Codex. It's locked, though. Challenges. Alright, it's a new game. So we have a couple different difficulties. Humans, let's call this the journalist mode. Kotaku journalist mode. Or Steam tester mode. Initiate's basic easy. Knight seems to be probably the normal. Chimera seems to be a harder one. And Transcended is even harder. These two seem to be locked behind beating the game, I guess. Yeah, okay. So it's beat Beat it in night to unlock that. Beat it Chimera to unlock this. I mean, I would like it more if there was like just night unlocked both. Like, why would you have to play through all the game twice to get the hardest difficulty? Just do it once. But I don't know. Maybe there's some weird. Maybe the difficulty changes something other than just basic stats. Maybe there's some like mechanics change or something with hard mode that they want to have you go through, or it's just a trasher playability mechanic. Could be. Oh, we're gonna play this on. Actually, I think Initiate is the. So no, I think Initiate's normal. I think this is easy. This is normal. This is hard. Very hard. Then whatever you want to call that. So we'll go ahead and do this on Initiate. Nope. Show me any. No controls. I'm not looking at the controls. I'm looking at the thing for the continue button. Okay. So those are the keepers.
The three fought the spawn of chaos, and ultimately they prevailed.
Okay. I like how this is like a sting lesson. It's like telling you the story. It's like a mythos kind of thing. Okay.
The world was now safe, but it was also empty and meaningless. Thus, the keepers reached beyond the veil. They seized the power of chaos itself.
Okay.
They gave it shape as purpose.
So this is like a creation myth, I guess?
Created life, and man was their most perfect.
Sounds like it.
But all life would eventually hear the call from beyond the veil. Thus it happened that, alongside life, death also came to the world. The great cycle was set in motion. Yet chaos hungered for more. And
Chaos. We must kill chaos.
the spawn of chaos
So much chaos. There's so many games like chaos is a thing now. It's like a
and tearing the veil.
capital chaos thing.
Endless droves of
I still have to play Stranger of Paradise. I haven't played that yet. Maybe we'll do a first impressions thing for that.
the Soulstice of souls. Hurt and weak, the keepers charged man with defending the world.
Okay.
They inspired man to fight fire with fire, ferocity with ferocity. Driven by the infinite wisdom of the keepers, man turned the very power of chaos against it. Through sacrifice and resolve, a breed of sacred warriors was created. Three were wounds in the essence of the keepers. Three the mighty battles fought and won by the champions of man. Three the sacred cities that were built in those hallowed places. Eventually, the Soulstice of Souls was put to an end. The three cities still stand to this day for the glory of the keepers.
Okay.
While the memory of the sacred warriors has been lost to time. But while the mortal body must perish, that which is immortal is bound to be reborn.
Oh. Well, we have destroyed history.
We're inside at last.
Don't be too enthusiastic. Someone hears more
I
than
guess it could still be a Souls-like. Because Scarlet Nexus is kind of like that, too.
It began here somehow. What could unleash such
Yeah, this is not feeling like a Souls-like. This is feeling like a DMC clone. Interesting. That's a little loud. It's down a little bit. Ashen Knight. Shade. Oh, we have a jump. Okay. No, I definitely think this feels like a DMC style game. This doesn't feel like a Souls game at all. That's interesting. Though, also interesting is that the same things you look for in a Souls game apply to this kind of game too, apparently. Because game mechanics matter very much, I mean, even more so to a DMC style game. Because of how the battle system has to work. Oh, we're actually in a cutscene, okay. Holy hell. So I think we're like at our powered up, most powered up phase here or something. Like one of these situations where we're going to lose our powers. Because we can do a lot of shit. A lot of things. And it's kind of one of the usual tropes for this sort of game where you start with all your stuff and then you lose your powers and your abilities somehow.
Handle this and more. It just won't give up. I'd be disappointed if it did. Now it's our turn.
Interesting. Interesting opening so far. I definitely did not expect it to be a DMC clone. I'm not going to look at that anymore. I don't know why are they showing these controls for? Don't. One day earlier, Dawn. One day earlier. You gain all that power in a day. So probably one of those 3 holy cities, I guess. I'm guessing. This place has like been practically destroyed, though. So I got bodies all over the place.
The order set a small tear. Not let the world's veil ripped apart. Look, there, above the cathedral.
Ilde, one of the 3 capitals.
Graphics aren't really that much to write home about.
The light of the kingdom. Now it burns.
I can't do this. It's too much.
The characters are very smooth looking.
Try the others and
At least the main character is.
I'm not ready.
Oh god, that texture popping right there. This is definitely under. This has to be UE4. This is Unreal Engine 4.
This is our chance to prove ourselves. We can't waste it. Anyway,
Yeah, you see how smooth the skin looks?
since the others.
The air of the dead is just too strong. It dulls my senses.
Loot, you need to focus.
God, the popping is insane.
I will do better. Whatever ripped open the veil must be powerful.
Let's look through our observer.
He should be able to tell us more of what transpired here.
Then we best.
Screw this ore. We don't need it anymore.
The touch of chaos always leaves traces. Taking the weakest first, turn them on the strongest. It is needlessly cruel.
I know all too well how chaos corrupts and kills.
Okay. So we got our red crystal. This is definitely DMC clone.
We have more important tasks than morning dew.
Got the blue crystals.
We were saved. Do not forget.
Yeah, double jump.
These dogs spread for miles along the bay. They once teemed with life. And now,
It's like this city has been dead for years. Even is no more loot. We better get used to the idea.
So it looks like square is the heavy attack, triangle's the primary. Well, it seems to be anyway. I don't think there's any dodge button yet. At least I can't find one. Got some invisible walls. Yeah, it isn't too bad at the moment. They get this like kind of haunting background thing going on. A lot of environmental things happening. What's this purple thing up here? Ashes of Fallen Chimera. In the darkest hour, a Chimera can find inspiration in this memento that just came before. If you have been defeated, this enemy... Okay, so it's like a recovery item. Why does it say they want to confirm? Weird. I wonder if replace the gauge with the double confirm. I don't know if I like that. I like the hold, you know. Because it said before, hold to do stuff. I want to replace the hold with this. double confirmation thing. Oh, where are we supposed to go then? If not down here. Oh, over here. Okay. Double jump.
It feels like someone is watching us. It's unnerving.
What the hell? Why have a thing for a double jump when you can't even get to the thing you're trying to get to? Oh, there we go. You really have to mash it. I got an enemy here. Finally. They're kind of getting used to the traversal mechanics and stuff, though, so.
They were just people once before they became corrupted.
Broken is what these guys are called. Okay.
Call this the judge's mercy, then.
God, the skin textures and everything's popping in all over the place. This game has some real issues. Oh, this is absolutely DMC clone now that we got a counter meter up now. Combo meter up now. Lose able to defend prior most attacks. If you see that symbol, press circle to react to the incoming blow. The most basic counter that Luke can perform is a slow counter. This action briefly freezes time around the enemy line prior to move away from the attack. Timing is crucial. Reflexes influence the outcome of Luke's defensive actions. Okay. R3 is a so we got a diamond score on that one. Okay. So this is okay. This is definitely a DMC clone. All the things are here that DMC has, that DMC clone needs to have. Yeah, did not expect that. Didn't seem like it had that kind of vibe to it. Cool. I mean, I kind of suck at DMC, so it's the combat aspect of it. Yeet to that guy, I guess. Wasn't even worthy fighting. Just plowed through him. Rotate the camera. It's fine. Counter-attack barrier. Look less enemy or for barrier sets. Maybe the block tank stronger enemies as well. Okay. Full diamond on everything? Okay. So this being a DMC kind of clone, I expect there to be other things we can unlock in terms of skills and such. At some point. Seems to not be from a menu. It's probably going to be from a shop or something like that. Like you would normally find in DMC.
They're drawn to us like moths to a flame.
They can't resist the lure of life. Even though it comes from us.
This is kind of cool. Going across the ship here. That didn't seem like it's any good.
What was that?
I felt the tear itself. It's growing.
Interesting. So it's still getting bigger.
The observer. The sooner we get to him, the better.
Ranged enemy? Yep. Okay. Deflection. Okay.
We're not backing down.
We got hit by that one.
I'm not done yet.
I still got diamond. I'll take that.
That's how. I can't stand it.
Challenge the void. Come across special portals. Unlock void challenges. Replace the main menu at any time.
It must be him.
Challenge one Slayer. Silence for time runs out. Did they have things like this in DMC? Any of them? Touch of Chaos.
Loot. What is this place?
I don't know. It seems like we crossed the veil this time.
Then we must find a way to go back.
Okay. I feel like we had things like this in DMC, at least maybe DMC 5. Maybe the reboot. "13 seconds left, huh? Platinum, gold, diamond. Platinum overall. Malformed husk fragment. Small pieces of husk possessed in large amounts can increase action. Okay, so it's like it allows you to get more health once you get enough of them. Okay, cool. Looking away from the controllers. Actually, it doesn't really matter now. We've got all the... We've learned all the things we can, I think. Well, maybe not. There's actually 2 we haven't learned yet, I think. I hate that they do that. Emerald Tear Dust. So it's a health recovery item. Okay. I hate that they show the controls on the loading screen. Just because they're spoiling some game mechanics. I'm one of those people that thinks that game mechanics are spoilers. Like, I mean, running around and jumping and like attacking, no, but like specific things like, say, that banishment field thing. You know, that's something specific to this game, so that's something that you can get spoiled on. So that's technically a spoiler. At least to me, anyway. So, cutscene time? Yep, okay. This must be that observer guy, I guess, that we're coming to find. Or something to that end, I guess. Maybe not. This guy looks like a...
All life must perish. That which is immortal is bound to be reborn.
Seems kind of villainy.
But the Shaper had no hand in your creation. Did he, sweet sisters?
Oh, maybe he's the observer. That got him. He had like main villain energy there for a while.
I am Leighton.
Ah, okay.
I am here to assist you.
How exactly? An observer's talents won't be of much help in this fight.
Oh, I fight for the Order of the Ashen Blade in my own way. My presence here is proof enough of my worth. You, on the other hand,
Damn.
are said to be unstable, unruly, and unwilling to follow orders.
Okay, it's kind of the black sheep of the organization, I guess.
Our fame precedes us.
Huh.
Why do you taunt us?
Your shade is speaking, and to me, how great.
Interesting.
Somehow, your authority as an observer is not enough to silence her.
Oh, okay. So, normally shades wouldn't speak to an observer, I guess.
What happened here?
A tear opened, clearly. Its cause is unknown.
Well, for an observer, you sure are Captain Obvious. Now, tell us something that we don't know. Now, what have you been observing? Or have you just been watching us the whole time?
But it's the largest yet seen, and I do believe getting larger still.
I doubt the Order will be able to hide this one from the masses.
And once it was open,
Many were corrupted, others were possessed.
This thing kind of sounds like it's, you know, the warp in 40K almost.
They saw
It's kind of interesting.
The Order did not foresee it this time.
that is why you were called. You and your 2 comrades.
3 chimeras.
Interesting.
At least the Ashen Blade is sparing no effort now.
Those other 2 chimeras are in there somewhere.
Well, 2 chimeras, and you.
Damn.
So caustic. Where are the others?
Strangely, those 2 did not wish to wait for you. You should hurry. Find them and help them. If you can. Don't scowl at me. I can offer powerful assistance if you do well.
Then let us pray you remain safe.
Indeed. May the torchbearer light your way.
May the judge show you mercy.
And may the Shaper grant you fortune in this life. If that's what you can call it. The freight elevators will take you where you need to go.
Good.
Perhaps you will prove us all wrong. I will be watching.
I guess you can purchase stuff. For star one, skills page. Okay, yeah, so you can unlock skills here. Okay. Ferocious assaults. Triangle pause as a. So yeah, it's a timing based concept. It's definitely it's based off of DMC. A whole bunch of weapons we can eventually unlock. And it seems that loot is disabled at the moment. We can do something with her as well. Take on tough opponents or in small groups, sequence powerful swings versus unlocking action force or synergy attack. Oh, it's a hammer, not a sword. It's the hammer thing, or not a bow, crossbow. It's the hammer thing. So we don't have that yet. We have the Soaring Ascent. Oh, square and X as a launcher. Okay. Hit all enemies in the range of powerful cleave attack. Hold square. Roaring Descent. Oh, so this is like a finisher from an air. Okay. Hammering Rush. So, essentially you move forward twice to a run, I guess, and then do that. Proficiency. Oh, there's actually also other things, too, so you can upgrade different stats, I guess. Add different abilities to it. Or triangle L1. Oh, so they have shortcuts, too, for these. Nice. Part of the accessibility features, I would assume. For some of this stuff.
May the Shaper guide your hand.
Okay, I think we have enough on this. I don't know if this is going to give an idea. So, game mechanics wise, things, yeah, so we're thinking about this as a DMC clone now, because it is. Game mechanics wise, game feels pretty good. One of the things about DMC games is that at the beginning you're not going to have all the things you can have, so you're going to feel very limited, but you'll get more over time, and the battle system gets more in depth that way. You start opening up new combo routes and be able to do really crazy stuff towards the end of the game. So usually that DMC style the games go. So the combat system is pretty good. There's a little bit of jank, but there's always going to be a little bit of jank in this kind of system. So not going to hold it against it. Seems to be a fair amount of unlockables. There's a bunch of different weapons you can unlock. Different types of counters you can do based on the situation. So like that. Traversal is a little bit interesting. The jumping mechanic is a little bit weird, but again, that's just par for the course for a DMC style game. It's just what happens to try to do 3D platforming that's not based on a fixed position camera. Like that's fixed on the character or around the character somewhere. So, game mechanics wise, I will give this a 7 out of 10. For art design, level design, first of all, level design's a little bit weak in this game, it seems. It feels like, anyway. That's also a thing that DMC games kind of have a problem with a lot of the time, is that the level design usually lacks some... There's always something lacking from it, you know, there's something missing. I think it's depth and verticality, because of the way the camera works. Bayonetta suffered from this a bit too. So that's like a glaring thing, but that's common to all kind of DMC-like games. Still, I'll probably take like maybe half a point off for that. I'll stick a half a point off for the lack of variety, I guess you could say. Like, there's a lot of places that just seem like they're the same, right? Like the area we just came from was a lot of piers, a lot of linear pathing, a lot of similar things throughout the level. Granted, tutorial level could just be that, but it feels like it's on a different order than like Themisia's was. This feels like it's more intrinsic and ingrained into the DNA of the game, if you will. We'll have to see going forward if that stays the same or not, but I'm going to give, for art design, we'll give this a 5 out of 10 so far. Plus all the like texture pop-ins and the low-res textures, even though we're on balanced, right? The game looks like we're on performance mode. Even if it's Unreal Engine 4, it still looks really weird and really bad. It's definitely earns its 5 out of 10. Without the two halves off, it'd just be 6 out of 10. Because of everything else. Even though the setting and everything looks good, looks like it should. Things look like they're part of a large kind of medieval looking city. The character designs, aside from the crappy textures, look interesting. The weapon looks pretty cool. It's like the secondary handhold for when it gets turned into an axe and stuff, or for use for other weird crap you can do with them. But yeah, so I think overall though, it's like it's a 5 out of 10. With maybe room to go up, maybe room to go down. Game mechanics, I think will probably go up to like around a 8, maybe. When things are said and done. Sound design. So, given this is a DMC style game, we gotta kind of rethink about the audio here a little bit in terms of like it being a Souls-like I thought originally. In DMC games, the audio plays more of a role in battles, and not so much in like the atmosphere setting. You don't really get a lot of atmospheric setting in a DMC style game because the camera is not in a cinematic position. What I mean by that is that it's not following the character along, right, around. It's like very far back, very deep focused, and you don't have there's no way to like really get a lot of details out of the environment overall, right? So what DMCs lack in terms of like the atmosphere of the game, they make it for during battles, which is where like a lot of the high action is. There's usually a really kind of like high octane audio, music going on in the background. Usually you have some kind of backtracking going on, like we have here. That's normal. You still can hear the atmospheric and environmental stuff too, as well, so that's good. The sound overall is okay in terms of quality, and nothing feels out of place yet. So overall, I'd say this is a 6 out of 10 on audio. things that could be better.
These lives destroyed.
There could be a little less of the backtracking. Just a little less. There could be more environmental stuff. The battle music's a little bit, you know, if you're comparing against DMC is kind of an unfair thing, but if you're comparing it to DMC or Bayonetta, you know, the music just seems like it could be better, overall. And that leads us to the story. So the story so far is interesting. They're doing some world building. Not a whole lot, which is fine because DMC is more of a story-driven game style than Dark Souls is, and Souls-likes are. So they have a lot more time to kind of play around with giving you the story, as opposed to Souls-likes and Souls games where literally the point of the game is not to give you the story; it's to make you go look for it, or maybe to give you the story in small chunks and bits and pieces during certain cutscenes. DMC is very much a story-driven game. You'll have, you know, story at various parts in the game throughout it, cinematics, all that kind of stuff. So far the story pacing seems about right. There's enough of a hook there to kind of get you interested in it. Like, how has this rift happened, and has this rift in the veil happened? Why is it getting larger? Is somebody enlarging it? Who are these two chimeras we're supposed to meet up with? Why does the Observer treat Briar like an outcast among the chimeras? There's a lot of interesting kind of story beats already that have been dropped, and it kind of serve as the hook a bit for the plot. So far I'd say the story is a 7 out of 10. With room to grow, room to go down. I'm not really sure, because DMC is also a genre where the story can massively just tank at times. So it can go up or down from here. I don't think it would go higher than an 8, though. I think 7's kind of like the high bar, near the highest that it would go for this game. Unless something really, you know, insane kind of is developed throughout the game. But it seems like a pretty generic sort of story to me. Still interesting, still fundamentally potentially good, but still formulaic and very kind of par for the course for this style of game, you know. Demon Invasion. It's literally DMC. So overall, before adding in the point for accessibility stuff, gameplay wise and accessibility stuff, those are really good things to have. Those options are really nice. More games should do them. Not going to affect the gameplay score. So for overall, I would give this game a 6 out of 10 normally. I'm going to bump it up to a 7 out of 10 for the accessibility features, because those are some really nice features. They got colorblind mode. They got different types of game mechanic assists. They got some general sort of stuff in there that everybody can use, not just, you know, people that have certain disabilities. Like the inventory pause thing, the turning off to hold interaction stuff. So there's some pretty good options in there, and more games need them. So yeah, overall this game is a 7 out of 10. Alright, so next up is going to be the next game for this series, for episode 7 or 8, whatever it is, I'm not really sure anymore. Is going to be a game called Warhammer 40k. Believe it's Shooter's Blood and Teeth, or Shooter's Teeth and Blood. It's a platformer 40k game, and you control orcs. Looks like it could be pretty interesting. We'll be checking it out. Looks like a kind of goofy game, so it's kind of a nice break from all this apocalyptic end of the world. Well, I guess Kina wasn't that, but still. Drab, Souls-like kind of art design and stuff, and getting something a bit more comedic. So, be on the lookout for that. And we'll be getting that going here. Also, then, after that, there'll be one more game. I still have not gotten it yet. Actually, it's an interesting story we'll talk about during that video. But it's going to be Chorus. I still haven't gotten it yet. It should be arriving in a couple days, hopefully this time. Again, there's a story behind this game, and me trying to get the damn thing. But that'll be the last of the ones that I have planned for now. That I had planned for the start of the series again. So I'm going to go through and think of some more games that we'll throw into this and keep things going. I think Season 1 we're going to have end at Episode 20. So we're going to have 20 games that we'll do one of these for. And then that'll be the end of Season 1. And we'll do like that end of season thing we talked about earlier. Previously, it was in Episode 1 we talked about that. And how that'll work. And then there'll be a little bit of a hiatus between Season 1 and 2. And then Season 2 will start right back up where it left off. And do another 20. And then Season 2 will be over. And so on and so forth. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comments, questions, leave them below. Appreciate it if you like the video. And subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the content. Got other things besides this that I do. Do a bunch of let's play kind of things that are edited out of Twitch streams. Slightly edited to remove certain things like breaks and whatnot. And then there'll also be should be a startup by now a RPG Maker MV plugin tutorial series about teaching you how to write plugins and how they work and whatnot. And also maybe should have started as well by now a FF7 related video series on FF7, Crisis Core, On the Way to a Smile, Advent Children, and FF7 Remake. And if it hasn't started yet, it should be starting up pretty soon. But yeah, so that's the content I got going on here on YouTube. Upload schedule and the Twitch stream schedule are in the description below. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, it's there for you. Yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Again, it's going to be that Shudo's Blood and Teeth one. Warhammer 40k platformer game. Should be interesting because that's a really interesting combination of things. Yeah, catch you for that. Till then, this is LMP Games, and I will see you guys later.